Kia ora, hello, Miko from Art Games Books here. Today I'd like to show you how this game, Southern Cross, works. Originally, this was designed as an outdoor throwing game with a large game board, essentially combining strategy and accuracy. This here is the regular game board size version using dice, but if you'd like to use the small board and some sort of throwing challenge like rings or balls or bean bags, no worries, I'll show you how that works later. The game board you can draw it yourself or go to my website www.artgamesbooks.com and you'll find these PDFs here. So these two, print those out, join them together for the game board, and this A4 sheet here has the dials which you cut out and fold and they look something like that. I recommend putting some cardboard on the bottom to make it more rigid, definitely works better that way. So it's a game for 4 players exactly, or 4 small teams, and I would say that ages 7 and upwards. The objective of the game is to get 6 of your counters in a winning cluster. If green cunningly did that, green would win. So the clusters can be different shapes. However, there are no diagonals in the game, so that's a diagonal there, so that's not a winning cluster. And another reason why that's not a winning cluster is that this is in front of green's home base. So 4 squares bordered by black lines is called a tile. This here is green's home tile in front of its home base. If you're on your home tile, you can't make a winning cluster. You can be there, you can move there, but you can't win the game if you're there. Again, that's fine. Another very important aspect of the game is the special round. So that formation there is called a constellation, and I'll use this marker here to show that it's green's turn. So if at the end of green's turn the board looked like that, a special round would have to be played because there's a constellation, 4 counters on a tile. Green goes first because it's green's turn. 3 counters, 3 dice, and a number higher than 3. So easy to remember, 3, 3, 3. The 5's okay, the 2 and the 3 are not. Green chooses 2 of its counters to remove to its home base. They're not lost permanently from the game. Green can bring them back into the game later, but for now they have to go back to the home base, and green gets to choose which ones. Blue, going clockwise around in turn order. Blue and red are not a part of the special round, they're not in the constellation, so skip them. Finally yellow. Yellow has better odds because they have just 1 counter. 1 counter, 1 die, and a number better than 1, so 2 or better. And a 6, look at that. 6 doesn't get much better than that. Yellow stays put, and that is the end of the special round, and then it moves around to the next player's turn, and that's how that works. If you wanted to use a throwing challenge instead, I will explain that using this very fancy animation here. Set up 4 throwing ranges, and let's say that this is a bucket, could be anything, and we have a ball. So easy range, medium, hard, very hard, and it was green's turn. Here's green. Range 3, so 3 counters, range 3, 1, 2, 3, hard range. 3 counters, range 3, 3 balls. Hit, great shot, green. Oh, not so great, miss, and miss. 2 misses, 2 fails. Whoops, stay put. 2 counters have to go back. Green gets to choose which ones. Blue and red are not in the special round, so coming around to yellow. 1 counter, range 1, 1 ball. Easy peasy, yellow stays put, and that is how that works. You'll find all the rules and a demonstration with pictures on my website, so this is just a wee video to support that material. I'll just do a small demo, not a whole game, but just enough just to illustrate how all the moves and the basic idea of the game works. Right, Turn order: blue, red, yellow, green, clockwise from the top. You can devise your own turn order if you like. Blue goes first. Blue has 3 actions and has 3 action types to choose from. Blue can move 1 square. Blue can jump, a bit like in checkers or drafts. And blue has used up 2 of its actions. And the last thing blue does is blue spins. So move, jump or spin in any combination of those. There are 5 dials that spin on the board. The corners don't spin. And blue is done. Round to red. Move, move, move. So remember, you can just move 1 square at a time, and that was 3 actions there. Yellow. Move, jumping from yellow's home base over its own counter. So jump, that's 1 action. And move. Green, green's turn. Green moves, and then green jumps from its home base. First it jumps over its own counter and then over yellow's. And like checkers or drafts, you can jump all over the board, and it's still 1 action. Doesn't matter if you jump a long way or a short way, it's 1 action. So green moved and green jumped. I think green can do 1 thing more. So that's green's turn there. Blue, move, spin, move. Not playing tactically here, just showing you how the game works. Red's turn. Move, move, move. Yellow. Jump. And again, oh, I'll keep going just to demonstrate. So that's 1 action. 2 to go for yellow. Jump there. 2 actions used up. 1 action to go. And just move there. Right. At the end of yellow's turn, a constellation has been formed and the special round has to be played. We start with yellow. We'll start with yellow because it was yellow's turn. Yellow has 2 counters and must roll 2 dice, and each die roll needs to be better than 2. The 6 is good, the 2 is not. Yellow chooses to return this counter to its home base. Next in the turn order is green. Green has 1 counter, 1 die and a number better than 1. 4 is fine. Next in the turn order is blue. Blue is not in the special round, skip blue. And red has 1 counter, 1 die, number better than 1. A 1. Oh dear, not so great. And red has to return its counter back to its home base. And yellow's done, and now it's green's turn. And so on and so forth. Now let's skip ahead a wee bit. Let's say the game is nearing the end and red is in good form. So, as you can see, red has a cluster of 6. None of its counters are on its home tile and there are no diagonals, so that is a winning cluster. However, at the end of red's turn, a constellation has been formed on the board, and this needs to be resolved first before red can win the game. Red first because it was red's turn. 2 counters, 2 dice and a number better than 2. A 3 and a 4, and red has won the game. However, if, let's say that one of the die rolls had been a 2, a fail, then red would have to return one of its counters back to its home base. Let's see how yellow fares. 4 and a 6, yellow stays put. And as you can see, the cluster has been broken and the game continues. And well, that's pretty much how it works. Check out the rest of the supporting material on my website if you want more info. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit that thumbs up button and have a nice day. Until next time, see you later.